Hello and welcome to the finale of Rogue Trader. It's happening today, either in this video or the next. We are wrapping up Act 4. I hope we're wrapping up Act 4. This has been a long campaign, extremely enjoyable, but a long campaign. We have just secret slain Urulon the Cruel, but we didn't actually kill him. And we did kill a giant chaos chicken and became a champion of chaos. So today we are taken back to the stars and going on an adventure. We are done here on Euphrates. The things we need to do, we need to go see Kalkazar. That's like, I'm pretty sure the end. Back here in Old Footfall. I believe, yeah, we have an event in Kiava Gamma. And then we have an Auspex quest here. I've been told how to do this. It's literally just equipping a different Auspex on my ship. Like quite literally just putting this guy on with the 98% hit chance. That should allow us to do this event and this event. This event? That's an event that will never happen. So let's jump around, jump up and get down. This is annoying that this is marked as unsafe. I now have 2 safe pathways. Oh my god. The choir master is reporting that the Astropaths have received a signal. It states the following: Archmagos Hermetico is calling out to unit Pasqal. Visit priority ahead of the queue. Purpose discontinue the cycle. Oh my god, Pascal's quest. According to my data, the most holy sacred Hermetico vessel is the flagship headquarters and last confirmed location of Amarnat. Hereby request permission to immediately embark on an expedition. Why are you being summoned to that ship? No data available, no hypothesis. Justification is irrelevant. If Amarnat summons me, I must comply. Chart a course. Janice requires her attention. God damn it, dude. Okay, maybe there's a few things. The system speculo. Speculo. Where is the system speculo? System speculo. Well, okay, that's at least en route. No, why are we loading? Loading means you require my attention for something. I swear to god, if my ship blows up again. Uh-oh, we're starting the day off with a weird sex scene, probably. Lounging on a chair, Marazai lightly waves a narrow Drukhari blade back and forth over a lit candle. His eyes meet yours in a flame, his voice dripping into your ears like poisoned honey. Biggest Tug, I've been waiting for you. The Drukhari rises from his seat with the fluidity of a predator. The time has come to discuss what binds us together. What have you experienced under my unflagging watch? I'm listening. I've already mentioned that we Drukhari are the true inheritors of the ancient Eldari. The Eldari who reigned over the entire galaxy, who inspired terror and awe in the lesser races. We knew truths that others feared even to glance at. Our distant kins, the ones who dwell in real space in eternal fear of Sealand Fresh, are but a shadow of their former greatness. We, and only we, carry on the greatness of our ancestors. I have spent long enough among the Monkey, listening, watching. You are hobbled by petty passions, such as a strange thing you call loyalty, friendship, and worst of all, love. We are spared such weakness. We see deeper, and in that depth there is only mastery and submission. Since the very beginning, we've understood one another perfectly. Since the very beginning, roles have been assigned and accepted. You are different from the rest. You know the rules of the game. You want to transcend the limits of your species. I've watched for a long time, Biggest Turg, and I've decided that the final step must be taken to make explicit who is the possessor and who is the possessed, to set the seal. You intend to carve a brand into me? Of course. You belong to me, all of you, unreservedly. The time has come to affirm the order of things once and for all. Oh, I don't even get a choice. Do I? Marazai is so swift you barely register his movement. In a single bound, he forces you to the floor, pins you down, and raises the red-hot blade. Ooh. Do we grab the blade and burn a brand into Marazai? I know he won't like this, but also I'm a champion of chaos. I'm the big turg now. I think I'm going to have to brand him. He's going to be really upset about it. But do we really need to be? He's already given us a giant sex robot, so he's making you the little spoon. I'm going to brand him. We're a champion. Oh my god, with the Force Sword. You seize Marazai's wrist, seeking to remove the blade from his hand. He glares at you in outrage. What are you doing, Monkey? Have you forgotten your place? You and only you will wear the brand. Marazai freezes, his eyes radiating shock and bitterest disappointment. A moment later, he effortlessly pulls his wrist free of your grip and stands, sheathing his blade and muttering untranslatable Xenos profanities through gritted teeth. All this time, I honestly thought that you... Enough. You've ruined everything, Monkey. I will not come to you again, and you cannot forget what happened between us. I will not waste any more time on you and your weakness. Well... Sorry, Marazai. But I got what I wanted from you. Your booty. Ooh, are these new? We didn't have all these cool candles in here before, did we? I feel like we've gained a few new things in here. We've got an amble. Do we have the hell? Okay, I get it. Yeah. Familiar station. We killed that giant forge fiend. But I don't see it anywhere. Ah, man. Ooh, the sire. The Patriarch Gene Stealer with his ovipositor. Man, I thought for sure that we were going to get that Hellbrute in here somewhere. We literally chopped his arm off in like single combat. What are we going to do? No sexy time with the Dark Eldar. We should probably pray to chaos. Yeah, probably, but you know, one thing at a time, I guess. We do have a level up to get. I don't have anything marked, do I? It would be nice to get something that's like, ooh. I could give myself 26 strength and let me wear heavy armor. No. I actually can't do that. There's no opportunity for heavy armor. I'm just looking for anything that might make me a little bit harder to kill here. Malign influence isn't a terrible idea. This is based on willpower, so. That's int based. We no longer have a shield. That one lets us heal more. Extra turn given by the character's abilities grants movement points. Yes? Because I think we do give movement points when we also give extra turns. You know what? Also, Firebrand sounds right if we're a Psyker. So I'm just going to take that. I don't know that I'm going to level up everybody right now. I probably won't, but... Boo, 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 boo. And I might just take Obscured Hide here. That's not a bad idea. Critical hit chance against the familiar. Probably, actually, my best option. Seeing as he is my wall. We also get the AP increase. Oh, we're max level. Oh, we do have to give everybody level ups. The final level up. It is the last level ups we need to give. This reduces armor by strength. That's actually a pretty good idea for you. Deflection is doubled. Oh, extra damage with shield bash. I gotta take that. Bonus heals from sworn enemy. You know what? I'll take that as well. AP increase. At least the final level is super easy, and everyone gets an additional AP, which is absolutely nutso. I think I'm gonna give you... something similar, like all those HP flesh wounds. Start of the character's turn, they restore their maximum wounds. I'm just gonna give her that because she's often damaged but not dead. I mean, I say that it very much changes, but Overseer's toughness bonus is 5. That's an extra 10 HP for the bird. That's not bad, but it's not great. +2 resolve, probably okay. Gain temporary wounds based on resolve. You know what? I'm actually going to take that for the bird. Pasqal, Cataclysm. For every new thing you hit. 3%. Honestly, I think I can just take that pretty without thinking about it. Do you have anything starred? You don't. Do you have anything we specifically need? Boo. Enemy with the largest number of exploits receives an additional exploit stack. When their perception bonus is 10 or higher, they gain 1 AP. That's possible. It gets boosted at least to 90 just from Madeira. I'm going to take that. We'll see how it works out. Marizai, I'm going to give you vital points for those extra crits. And then... critical opening we could do. Extra HP. The Epicenter of Slaughter. Honestly, Epicenter of Slaughter is a really good one, so we'll just take that. Quick Quabella, Crushing Assault. Tipping Point. Dodge Reduction, Armor Penetration. Yeah, let's go with that. That means she'll just hit harder against really heavily armored enemies. Lone Killer. 10% dodge, 10% dodge reduction. We could take that. We could certainly take that. Let's do it. AP increase. And nobody else matters. Thank you for your patience. Let's carry on. Can't even go to Nice Hero Einrix as a rebound. Yarrick mode, the Hellbrute's arm instead of an Orc Claw. Basically. Basically. You can be evil, evil, or neutral as the alignment system. You can be evil, evil, or like... I don't know that neutral is quite right, but... self-focused, maybe? Alright, so we have the Auspex quest here. Did we go to Kiabagama to solve that problem? Yes, we did, and then I forgot why we were there. So, thankfully, I quick-saved after that level up. Oh, boy, I'm really glad we I got a chat today, let me tell you. We wouldn't get anything done otherwise. Did we even make it to Kiabagama? Yeah, we did. Look, I got distracted by the sex scene, okay? The worst part about that is I didn't even get the brand Marizai. And now he's cranky at me. Heretics from Kiabagama are ready to test an experimental engine fueled by warp energy. Yes! They are waiting for an order to test the machine. Integrate it in the Manufactorum. Use the engine as the colony's sentinel. Turn the engine into a central cogitator connecting the heretics' minds. People and mechanisms, just 2 people. Security for complacency. Efficiency, complacency. Let's integrate it into the manufactorums. Mostly, I'm just thinking this is the most expensive option. The engine produces twisted parts and mechanisms to be used in the construction of other heretical devices. The engine's corrupting presence causes people to rot alive, and machinery and conveyor belts to require constant maintenance. Great. Sounds good, dudes. You know what? While I'm here, it'd be really cool if I could give the last of the stuff over to the explorators and we could unlock the final tier for Kiavagama. Because I think we actually have enough stuff to do this. $3,000. God damn, we totally don't. Honestly, I might just have to pack up a bunch of stuff right now. Oh, sick. I do get a new staff, though. And my Skitari Ranger armor. And a new plasma rifle. Ooh. Adeptus power armor. Man, I'm still short on power armor as well. I didn't realize this. These guys like refill all these low-level things as time goes on. Silent Death. Where is the other set of power armor? Probably way down these other pathways. Iconoclast armor. Yeah, you know what? We have a lot of drugs and grenades. We're going to pack all this up and try to sell this off. Cultist medium armor. Oh, wow. I'd really like this. This is extremely good. Oh, this is extremely good. This would be like 85 armor, and it's cultist armor. You're so close to giving me a melt-a-bomb mortar. And a really good shield array. Okay, quick. Add to cargo, add to cargo, add to cargo, add to cargo, add to cargo. I don't use any grenades, so you know what? I'm just gonna like throw them all away. Let's be goddamn real here. I do use med packs. That drug heals trauma and injuries without skill test, so I'm going to keep that one. But we're going to get rid of all these drugs. I'm going to do it. Just going to get rid of all the drugs. I'm going to keep this elixir of warp neutrality. Actually, I'm going to give this to Abelard. You have one? Great. Okay. It's my emergency if we're fighting a bunch of psychers and we need to get out of there. I could also probably get rid of all of these Cyber Eagle upgrades, seeing as nobody has a Cyber Eagle. And then like most of these low level Cyber Skull things. And most of these low level Eagles. Just in case. And the dogs. 25, 10. 5 can go. That one could go. That one can go. Somehow I have a bunch of doubles of a lot of this stuff, so. We also have like a ton of armor here. Some of this we can get rid of. I literally can't use Eldari armor. Or Drukhari armor. Nor would I want to switch out the Drukhari armor on who we have. Rib suit, enchanted smuggler armor. That's Fortress Royal Tempestuous Carapace, which is going to be better than that one. Let's quickly go to Pasqal here because you got new armor. Ranger Skitarii armor. 60% plus 22 and -2 to reload. Yeah. And now you look properly AdMech. You also got a new gun just then. We have some guns to give away. Ancient Plasma Rifle, 30 to 45. Deals an additional 16 damage. 2 times int. So that's actually 46 to 62? Yes, sir. Don't mind if we do. No, what did I just do? That's not what I wanted to do. Rid of that. Get rid of like some of these garbage las guns. Don't need all these bolters. Keeping a lot of the like Adeptus Astartes gear because I'm hoping I can use it on Erlon. Some of the stuff I just cannot bring myself to get rid of for reasons that are unknown to me. I think I might be a hoarder. Like I've got like 3 different rock saws. Nobody even uses rock saws. I don't have a single soul who's using rock saws. All right, whatever. This should be enough. I think that will do it. Wow. Okay, a lot of that was Mechanicus creations. 6,000. That should do it. Tell you what, I'm also just going to grab this stuff and probably like yeet it out immediately. Can a heretic wear Adeptus Astartes armor? Maybe I should hold on to that just in case. Modified Breacher armor for J. Whenever the wielder inflicts damage over time, the wielder gains a stack of inevitability. This one automatically heals people. Wearer single attacks on an opening deal an additional damage. Wow, that could actually be very good for Marazai. A new axe. The Children of Asurian. The wearer's first attack during the round costs 0 AP. Whenever the wearer attacks this enemy and triggers an exploit, the trigger effect is calculated as if they had 1 additional. A bag of stimulants. Whenever they use Carnival of Misery, they immediately heal to full. That's an executioner ability. We don't have anybody who uses that. If worn by an overseer, we can overcharge multiple times for combat, but only once per round. 54. I think I need to be 55. But we'll take a quick look. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. 20 Medicaid, 20 Carouse. When you use a medkit, or I can give him an adrenal injector, so if he drops to 0 HP, he immediately heals for temporary wounds equal to the missing wounds. That's tempting. Single attacks on an opening deal additional damage. I'm gonna have to give you that hat, Marazai. Or these visors. No, I'm gonna have to give you those visors. This can only be equipped by Eldari. This is based off persuasion. Oh. This wearer gains temporary wounds for each of their allies at full wounds at the start of the wearer's turn. This is actually extremely good armor for me. This gives me almost 90 armor. Okay. You get a new axe. Target of this axe's attack is suffering from the effects of exposed weakness. Energy damage dealt is increased. 15 bonus to weapon skill. All right, I think we're done here. I think we're done here. Dark experiments complete. Yes! Warp revelations or the power of plasma. We have two options here. This is an engine. Euphrates 2 is lost. The AdMech now seek new citadels for their hallowed production lines. A sacred assembly site for plasma drives. Or Adeptus Mechanica seeks new citadels. Research complex for warp technologies. A dangerously closely guarded secret. %40 additional damage with their psychic powers and psychic staves if they're at full HP. This one requires more reputation. Colony, Archive of the Expanse, and Extractum Ignifera. $21 mechanisms. And a fancy engine. Honestly, I don't know that I'm going to put this on anybody. Because I really like our mask, and I really like Adira's hood. No, not a lot of my party at full HP, right? Even after round 1. I'm 100% with you there, so. Those damn saws, I want to try them, but I have no idea if they're good. They're really good on certain characters. Heinrichs in particular. If you build Heinrichs as like an executioner, because he does like toxic damage every time he hits. As a biomancer, those saws are absolutely crazy on Heinrichs. I'm sure they could also probably be really good on Marazai, depending on how I built them, but... I think we're just going to take the power plasma here. And Janus requires our attention. Oh my god. We're free. All the little wrap-ups, right? Crazy on Cabela as well if you make her an executioner. Yes, absolutely. 4 swords on the Heiny boy. Yeah. It's hard not to want to use 4 swords. This is Janus here, right? Yeah, okay. We also have an event here, so we might as well pop in and do it. Please, stacking is crazy. Full HP, what's that? Some sort of buff I don't have? Secret item I missed? I have no idea what you're talking about. We're free. Famous last words until another 20-minute side adventure. Vistani Vyat asks permission to conduct some kind of ritual that can increase the fertility of Janus. Provide additional provisions. I love that this is like you get you gain provisions, but you lose security, efficiency, and complicity. Demand that she tempers her ardor for the dark arts. Man, look, I really don't need those things, but obviously I'm going to empower a ritual. The new harvest surpasses all expectations. A sudden wave of horrific mutations robs all afflicting things of sanity. The planet loses several settlements and an agri-complex as a result. That's all good. No harm done there. Ooh, man, okay. So I have to go to System Speculo, and I have to go to Omnicron. So I tell you what, we might as well just go this way. This is where Foulstone is, which we can't actually do. But we can do the Magnetic Storm now that we have a souped-up auger. Offering up prayers to the machine god, the auger operators turn their blessed optics towards the very epicenter of the raging magnetic storm. In spite of the thick haze of static covering the auger's picked visors, something unexpected appears. We've detected signs of life on the planet's surface. There is the caves, a man-made complex. According to the ship's archives, the world is uninhabitable and devoid of useful resources, so the presence of someone's base seems intriguing. Order Solomorn to lead the reconnaissance. That's interesting. Let's take that. The squad landed near a suspicious cave. The entrance to the cave was blocked by a massive plasteel door that had previously been pierced by a melta charge and then shoddily patched up. After receiving a signal from the faithful Cybermastiff, Proctor warned the enforcers of the ambush ahead, and the attack was not long in coming. Armed people with emaciated bodies charged out of the darkness. The enforcers of the Bon Valencia's dynasty reacted with lightning speed, walked away from the vicious battle not only victorious, but having captured the enemy commander. While a shuttle brought the prisoner aboard the Lord Captain's voidship, scouts searched the base and found a vast hall, the walls of which were dotted with cryo vaults. All but one was disabled and contained the remains of some prominent people. The last cryo vault was opened and stood empty. A curious machine was destroyed during the battle. As further inspection would show, it was the very contraption responsible for creating the magnetic storms, concealing the cemetery from prying eyes. Its machine spirit extinguished forever. The tech priest managed to extract the parts that held value. Order Capella to interrogate the prisoner. I mean, I like the idea of everybody doing their own thing. In the hours that followed, the captive became fully aware of how sophisticated and ruthless the bloodspun web can be in its quest for truth. Under torture, he confessed to belonging to the cult of St. Drusus. He and his brothers were tasked with guarding this strange cemetery and preventing anyone from entering. He equally could not hide that the unfortunate inhabitants in the cryovault were killed by his people. That was his last confession as the harsh interrogation took its toll. Well, I guess I should have examined the cryovaults and maybe not had Cabela do that. Oh well, what's done is done. During the warp journey, the augurs discovered a strange object that had been following the rogue trader's voidship for several hours. Judging by the distorted telemetry, it was a strangely shaped vessel of Xeno origin. The unidentified pursuer tried to approach the voidship several times, but it ended as we left the Sea of Souls. And Kiaba Gamma has reached its final stage. My guy. God. Your lordship, a cryptic message arrived from Kiaba Gamma. The Fabricator Central reports that we have beheld the eye of the divine. I requested details from your less devout servants, and they clarified that the Inquest group, which has been investigating the many inexplicable events taking place on the planet, followed a trail of mysterious binaric harmonics that came upon an ancient and abandoned data complex. It's connected to the Manufactorum by a maze of communication lines and contains a gargantuan data loom. The mechanisms markings show that its designation, or should I say its rather menacing name, is Null Caliph. Immersed in sacred astrogational calculations, show no inclination to make contact. The tech priests that connected to it were punished for this intrusion with a lethal injection of the motive force. The only thing they managed to find out is that the spirit of the data loom is not bound with the vows of compliance that would normally restrain a machine spirit of such power. This astounding and mighty entity bows to no one, driven only by its own aims. Ooh. What is this complex? An ancient production facility far older than the colony itself. Some assembly lines bear the marks of the Cognizance fleet, perhaps the first explorers who came to the planet. The station was then consumed by the developing industrial world and eventually forgotten. The catalog contains no data to support this hypothesis. It does, however, contain the designation Null Caliph. The Null Caliph initiative is a project of the fabled Archmagos Opticon 107, whose function was the initial exploration of the Koronus Expanse. All information on this project was removed from the catalog as per the Fleece Conclave decree following Permissibility Hearing 16. By the same decree, Archon 107 was stripped of his title and the Conclave's Proctor Supremus. What is the data loom? A sacred computational mechanism of great power. Its body is vast, its wisdom and metal of the machine spirit would benefit an imperial titan. Machines of such might and splendor are kept carefully hidden from the eyes of the laity and worshipped on certain planets as great Logis oracles, sacred angels of the Omnissiah, or demigods. Null Caliph's structure includes remarkable pieces of archaeotech, parts of it extending far throughout Kiava Gamma like a void kraken's tentacle. We now know where the warp transmitter modified by Cubus Delphim came from. It must have been part of this mechanism. The data angels we encountered earlier were born of its might. They reacted aggressively to our intrusion into the brilliant new sphere, but we already know how to deal with them. Because your servants have been monitoring the execution of Procedure 0C, they rather boldly believe that they have gained some insight into patterns of its super calculation. They claim they could help achieve an understanding with Null Caliph or defeat it in battle. What might it be calculating? It can see into the warp, similar to a navigator. Any interaction between technology and the warp is, here, you're well aware, kept under careful supervision of the AdMech. You can imagine how unique this mechanism is. It can calculate routes through the Imperium without rest or fears of corruption, given the fact that it has no soul. They claim that the power is comparable to a navigator of a navigator house. Procedure 0C was initiated by this mechanism to integrate Magi with high psychic potential in order to expand its own computational capacity. Oh my god, do I get a robo-navigator? Its calculations operating at full capacity are approaching completion. We assume the perfect execution of Procedure 0C contributed to this. Have we tried talking with it? It seems indifferent to us. It has expressed a lack of desire to interact with us or destroy us. The tech priests reached out using certain excerpts from the dictates, and the machine's reaction was benign. It showed no hostility. Form an alliance. 25 logic, solve simulacrum ability that costs 3 AP and triggers a logic test. On success, solve simulacrum is removed, the cogni simulacrum is destroyed, the bonus is lost, and the wearer permanently gains paradox solved. This character can use their heroic act regardless of their momentum. That's insane. Perhaps my secret artisans can find a way to control the machine. +1 security. That doesn't sound good, but obviously that's the most heretical. This is my planet. The machine must submit to my will. +1 security. Or demolition. Cogitational boards. Signal run free over the wires. May the ocular free eye be forever clear. May the enemies of the Omnissiah be cast down. +5 torpedo speed. -55, -75, -60, -65. I suspect I'll get something else other than +1 security here. I think I'm going to ask my advisors. The great machine spirit that identifies itself as Null Caliph bears potential as a valuable ally, one that could replace the need for navigators comprised of fallible flesh. We must make contact with this holy entity, for to do so is to honor the Omnissiah's tenets. That the tech priests who had the audacity to disturb it were deprived of their motive force is a testament to the might of its data voice. I hold the knowledge to create a mediator that could interface with the fearsome machine spirit and ease the burden of its revelations on unprepared minds. If it stares into the warp, then it's vulnerable to attacks from the warp. Never thought I'd suggest something like this, but if we want to make that machine obey us, we should assault it through the Imperium. A navigator data loom. The abomination makes a mockery of every navigator house legacy. The very fact that its existence is profoundly sickening and vile. Null Caliph must be destroyed post-haste. Allow me to send word to other navigator houses. They will waste no time in dispatching their forces. Come up with a way to force the machine into submission by assailing it through the warp. We don't have a very good chance of that one. Honestly, I think I'm just going to take this because this is like my chaos cultists control the machine, so. Your will be done. The Lord Captain's secret chaos cultists connected to Null Caliph's processing units and introduced pernicious doubt into its calculation. They waited for the great mechanism to hesitate for the first time in its existence, and then began their merciless assault. For the first time in its existence, Null Caliph suffered pain, and it was unprepared for the assault. After a fierce struggle, it ultimately yielded. The Eye of the Divine now served the rogue trader. I hope that gives me something cool in the end. It gave me plus 10 navigator points, is what it did. Whoa. I guess the AdMech showed up here. I have an auger anomaly here. Okay. Augurs have detected an explorer base set up in the middle of the jungle. Enforcers sent to scout the area have returned and are reporting that the camp is completely deserted. Only the tech priest they encountered was found dead on the edge of the strange abyss that had split the planet's surface. He had pushed all his companions into the abyss one after the other and remained forever motionless on the brick, waiting for tidings. As the tech priests fell into the deadly trance, his servo skulls guarded him until the end, but they could not save him from dehydration. We have been there. Free hero action after solving logic seems like a better reward. Yes. I do agree with you, but I gotta take the heretic option. We are the Cognizance Fleet. We praise the Messiah of Discontinuing. We remain in prayer. We remain on standby. Let the cycle be discontinued. The Omnisciah knows all, comprehends all. Anything unusual about these ships? Picking up traces of recent combat. Numerous traces. Based on the initial radiation, it appears that the AdMech weapon had been used against them. The schism within the Cognizance fleet has reached a climax. My tech comrades raised arms against one another. It is with sorrow that I register this information. Looks like a gathering. The number of adherents in discontinuing the cycle does not correspond with earlier prognosis. The willingness to declare one's commitment to the teachings of Blessed Amarnat is anomalous. This unit is intrigued. I don't know, man. Patch and a captain. Request denied. We're receiving only the voice message. Request a landing. Standard denial. All right, let's go talk to Blessed Amarnat. Only Pasqal could do that with the items. I'm not sure how useful it would be. Yeah, I don't really use his heroic ability that much. It's just like one free shot. It's very good against bosses because it debuffs them, but like, I don't know. We also have Cabela, so I'm not really worried about the combat at this point. I'm more concerned about the role-playing aspects. According to the ship's registry, we're looking at the Archmagos Hermetico, picking up a Vox signal coming from her. Permission granted. May the Messiah of Discontinuing reveal the way to a safe docking. The raspy voice of the person who recorded the message is vaguely familiar to you, but you can't put your finger on it. Perception test succeeded, but only kind of. Requesting the right to participate in the first boarding party. Evaluating shuttle docking options. What do we know about the ship? Each ark is a sanctuary for the AdMech. Every such ship is a relic. They are incredibly ancient and were made to search for the sacred STC patterns. Legends tell of entire forge worlds that were literally disassembled for parts to make such vessels. She's a ruin of her former glory. We observed numerous traces of internal decompression, but not a single sign of aggression carried out from the outside. Some of the decks look intact, at least from the outside. We're also picking up strange radiation emanating from the hull. We believe the ship has been in the processional of the damned for a long time. I don't know what that is, but I'm curious about it. Safe docking spot? Not at the moment. The proper vacuum lock may be opened using my personal access code. Justification, a message from the Archmagos. All right, well, assemble a boarding crew. Obviously, Papa P's coming with us. Side quests. Side quests.
Powers unseen, uncover my path.
Cogitator screen glows faintly. You take a closer look and realize it's been gutted. Innards replaced with candles. Tech tribesmen. These barbarians are pillaging the ship's supplies. I'm registering a category 9 blasphemy. A Volk-like carbine was fired here, registering protocol violation, use of weapons by AdMech soldiers inside a ship's bay. Have you come to the To the great Pref ghosts. Pref will not speak your lesser tongue, but I can help. I can interpret. The aging barbarian's skin is covered in tattoos of mechanisms, as if the ink drawings of cogs could pass for actual augmetics. Wires and scraps of flex tubing are braided into his hair, as well as shards from a broken data street. Cogitator circuit boards hang on threads from his large ceremonial drum. Registering category 6, 7, and 8 blasphemies in this tribesman vestments. Only enlightened tech priests are authorized to dismantle and interact with the bodies of sacred machines, and painting of the skin as a crude imitation of true flesh is a profane mockery. It is how I venerate the iron spirits who have done their duty and passed into nothingness, Ghost. I do this in the hope that I might gain some of their wisdom. This statement is false. I am not registering any veneration. Who is Pref? Our deck's patron spirit who protects it and watches over everything that happens. Pref used to be a kind father until wicked people tricked him. That's when he disowned the mortals who lived here. He wiped the names of everyone who used to be under his patronage from his memory and no longer recognized their faces. He has been a harsh and cruel-hearted master who is deaf to our prayers. Hypothesis. The barbarian is using the D-based designation to refer to a prefect enumerator, an especially sacred cogitator served by all of the deck's junior machine spirits. I am registering a category 6 blasphemy. The tribesman claims to communicate with it. Only enlightened natives of the Omnisci are permitted to interact directly with a prefect enumerator. Hypothesis. The part of the legend that speaks of disowning the mortals and forgetting their faces describes the removal of access rights from authorized units. For reasons unknown, the prefect enumerator was ordered to cease accepting commands from outsiders. How do you talk to it? He raises his roaring mechanical sensor and inhales a lungful of aromatic exhaust fumes. His eyes grow dim and he puts his hands on his drum. His fingers strike the taut synthetic leather with remarkable deftness and rhythm, like this. Pasqal frowns and says darkly, I am registering a Blast it, layman. This blessed smoke is meant for the sacred machines, not your lungs. He falls silent and listens carefully before uttering astonishment. This primitive melody is a language, our language, a variety of rhythm-based tech vernacular in which meaning is created by the lengths of pauses between the signals. He's drumming in binary. That's so cool. Okay, I love that. Christy, hello. Processional of the Damned is a system somewhere in the Koronus Expanse where fleets worth of ships are drifting in orbit around a star. It's an anomaly that seems to pull in any ship that visits it, and it's incredibly difficult to get out of. Oh.
I tread a path unexplored.
Okay, there's lots of stuff going on up here. Ancient warrior's flesh that once enhanced with priceless augmetics, but they are dormant now. Okay, there's a chief here. There's so many things to look at in this place. What kind of paranoia drove the crew to place a cannon in the platform in the heart of the ship? The barbaric inscription, blasphemies profaning the flesh of the sacred vessel, echo the words of the requiem of the reverent shutdown. Cogitator's pattern is so old and sacred I've never seen the like of it before, only heard fragments about them in legends. This marking does not follow fleet protocol. It is a category 10 blasphemy. Residual traces of paper combustion inside the casing. This vessel is furnished throughout its extraordinarily ancient and sacred mechanisms. What a great temple it used to be. I see scratch marks from a servo skull on the venerable Scutarius' armor. Handprints and footprints indicated locals have turned this sacred dungeon tank into something like a ritual font. That's pretty funny. The pattern of the chant, they are initiating a reactor shutdown vigil. Something simply ordered the spirit of this machine to die. The bay was breached from the inside. Melted charges. Even to fellow servants of the Omnisci, it was an internal conflict, and he expected this erstwhile tech conglomerate to become his enemies. How dare they set up camp in the heart of this sacred machine? This is another sacrilege.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
All right, well, let's talk to the chief. This is entirely a nightmare for Pasqal. Yeah. No, this is a rough time. It's very interesting, though. I love the idea that all these barbarians have, like, taken over the ship, but are, like, trying to be tech priests. The lean hunchback man studies you with his piercing gaze. One of his eyes looks up and down. The other has been replaced by a bulky augmetic, ancient and adorned with gold, but deactivated for some reason. He states in a dry voice, the ghosts of nothingness have entered the deck of the Achgen tribe. Pasqal, explain to the commoner that I don't care what tribe he's from and he should kneel in the presence of a rogue trader. Pasqal clicks his mechanendride's claw, points to the tattoos covering the man's neck, and says, Based on these markings, this unit has been identified as a member of Category 17 Auxiliary Staff, requesting performance of appropriate salutationary ritual. A binaric trill accompanies the stern words. The sound of tech lingua makes the man kneel humbly and whistle a reply as if in imitating the languages of the servants of the Omnisaya. He turns to you and remarks quietly, that reply was in binaric dialect, primitive and crude, but correct. The middle-aged man carries a potential coil on his shoulder after the manner of tech priests. It is held in place by straps that are not connected to anything. Its weight has given him a hunched back. One of his arms has been replaced by an exquisite tech scribe augmetic, but the quills and styli are incredibly dull, as though they've been scraped against bare rock, and the limb servo motor is dormant. The sight of the mangled augmetic elicits a pained grimace from Pasqal. I am registering evidence of precious true flesh being operated in an unacceptable condition. The markings indicate that this sacred metal was fashioned many centuries ago on blessed Mars. Putting it to such crude and careless use is an insult to the Omnisaya. Who are you? The undertakers of the world that expired in the great discontinuing of the cycle, the mourners holding an eternal requiem for the universe. Let the cycle be discontinued. It was discontinued a long time ago. Do you believe the world has perished? This statement is true. The world ceased to exist a very long time ago. It turned to nothingness, to ashes. All that's left are these ruins, the last shard of the universe, its cenotaph. What do you think destroyed the universe? The unthinkable was wrought. The cycle was discontinued. This tribesman mind is full of the most unenlightened superstition. Why does this unit seemingly know less than a primitive barbarian? Right, another zealot. The man shakes his head. You find this hard to fathom, being ghosts born out of nothingness. I can understand. This is why we try to avoid talking to ghosts. Oh, that's why you call us ghosts. There is only nothingness outside the ship. Sometimes it spits out ghosts born out of the world's ashes, and they wander in. The sight of you saddens us, and we mourn you. Alas, there is nothing we can do to help you, since you do not exist. Right. Pasqal, what do you make of these guys? The primitive community is made up of descendants of low-ranking technomats who once serviced the deck. The name Acgen derives from category Acgen, Acolyte category, which served as main decks. Gen referred to the service staff who were assigned to general, as opposed to specialized maintenance duties. The man looks at you and Pasqal with indifference. He doesn't seem to have understood a single word. How do you survive here, and what do you do? We hold a vigil for all of existence. The spirits of the mechanism give us water, food, and nutrient mix. We thank them with the rights of machine servicing and maintenance. So commands a great entity. Multiple deviations from the catechism of maintenance and operation in the action of these units. Hypothesis. The breaches of sacred instructions do not stem from a malicious lapse into heresy. They are a consequence of the rite having been lost to memory. A grave heresy, but not as profane. Who or what is the great entity? The supreme deity, the spirit of wisdom and revelation. It bears the name Amarnat. I am registering a meaningful linguistic pattern, requesting all available information on Amarnat. Amarnat is a divine being of great wisdom. It was this great wisdom that discontinued the cycle, and all who had partaken of it lapsed into nothingness. We never partook the wisdom, which is why we exist, and I have nothing to tell you about it, Ghost. You talk to us, but your kinfolk do not. I am the Fabricator General. My shoulders bear the sacred burden of leadership. He shifts his shoulders, bent under the potential coil resting upon them. The others fear you, as ghosts can carry the living away into nothingness, but I am protected by Amarnat's grace. Fabricator General, I am registering heresy. The universe must have a Fabricator General, the supreme priest of the Omnisaya. There is none other to hold that title, therefore it is mine. Anything unusual happening? The echo of an old crime heard beneath the arcing vaults of our home. A ghost of nothingness walked among us. Like appearance to you, but without a face. He spoke words that must not be spoken, and then penetrated the chamber of observance. Our abode was shaken by the wrath of God for a day, and we felt as though we were drifting through nothingness. That is him, my mentor Amarat. What did he look like? His brow bore the mark of sorrow and past misdeeds, and his voice was like seeping sand. Was he alone? Other ghosts walked with him, but he alone had a mind and will. What is the chamber of observance? An abode of deities and mighty spirits secluded from mortals. Down this great tube they used to descend to the mortals. Now they have all retired to the house of observance, the calm and keen-sighted, there to remember and mourn the world that once was. This unit has given us a distorted description of the Observatorium, the bay that housed the Hermeticos Bridge. There, under a grand dome of Glasscrete, the wisest hierarchs of the Admech would spend time in reflection and strive to discern the Omnisaya's guiding signs in the glitter of the stars. Correction. This data is a hypothesis. An archive search yielded no confirmation of this data. My possession of it is an anomalous cognitive fluctuation. All right, I want to get in there. Abandon this thought. Your kind can't go in there. The Great Tube was made for the travels of the gods, not mortals. Only one who has the blessing of Pref, of the Great Spirit who rules this deck, may approach the Great Tube. But even such a one will have tried in vain, for the Great Tube's spirits have sealed the gate and will only open to those who know the divine words. That the rust wraiths ensure that humans don't steal the words. They'll make short work of any thief. My God. We don't exist. Maybe this nice bolter or lady with blades can show you our existence. The game names agent needs a good tea. Makes me need a good tea. Oh my God. There are so many complex words in this game sometimes. This is why I have to keep the water going. Words are hard. A blessing and a curse just to play words. It's too early for words. We've only been live for a little bit. Much too early for the word game. Who is Pref? Master of the deck, the second most important god after Amarnat. Mortals cruelly betrayed his trust once, and he hasn't talked to them or protected them since. Pref only answers the shaman's invocations, and only occasionally. The tribesmen profane speculations most likely describe an important machine spirit that remains awake. Requesting a conversation with the unit identified as a shaman. What's the divine word? Words command all of existence. The gods ruling the universe use words of power. There were times when mortals too were granted knowledge of them, but the time died with the word. The divine word refers to a command litany. A thorough understanding of the situation aboard the Hermetico will allow me to select the correct litany and recite it to the mechanisms. Rust wraiths are ancient ones, the servants of the god. Used to be the god's great warriors. Now they challenge the peace of this universal cemetery. See to it that mortals don't challenge the divine order. The Skatari. Yeah, okay. Our mortal servants are an elite detachment of the crew, blessed by the most ancient and wondrous augmetic enhancements. Survive in a sleeping state for centuries. Their presence here is unusual. Typically, the immortals only leave their storage chapel on special orders from the bridge. How did the faceless ghost get in? He knew the secret. The spell was not of divine origin. Its power surpassed that of the gods. It was born in the mysterious depths of irregularity, and soon after a mortal first uttered it, the world was no more. The blessed Amarnat can command any mechanism on his ship. The indoctrinal heresy uttered by the unit is unworthy of attention. Your guesses are spot on, Pasqal. This statement is false. Each of the hypotheses was logically deduced from her present situation. All right. Time to go find a ghost. Time to go find Pref, I guess. Ancient Servitor seems dead. The infrequent twitching of his head is the only glimmer of life left in him. The numerous augmentic regalia embedded in the body of the servant speak to its high standing and devoutness. Pasqal, can you activate him? The tech priest carefully touches the servitor's withered body with his mechadendrites. Data spikes slide out of them and sink into the augmetics. Pasqal's vox sounds thoughtful and slightly puzzled. I identify this unit as Magos Logicus Hackathon 11. The unit received 7 commendations for advances in astrography recorded in the fleet archive. Liked watching the stars. He called them beacons left for us by the Omnisaya. The servitor gives a jolt, raises his head, and fixes his eye on you. The large black circles of his visor are clearly clouded and covered in scratches. A pained moan comes from the speaker. Unit status operational. Unit identifies itself as no data available. Error, malfunction. The Omnisaya knows. What? Pasqal sighs. He is suffering. This unit is long past its operational life expectancy, but this particularly ancient and sacred true flesh it was awarded for its outstanding service to the fleet is prolonging its years. Do you know him? This statement is false. My archive has no record of any encounters with this unit or any archive requests concerning it. I just know and I grieve. The tribespeople inscribed his body with the blessed manual of maintenance and repair. Hypothesis, ignorant as the true purpose of this litany, they perceived it as a health-replenishing magic spell. We chatters do not exist. We chatters are ghosts upon the stream, the ship of the stream. Your words are important. I see. Tech Brother Hecadon, this unit identifies itself as Pasqal Halmanan. Can you hear me? Do you know me? Can you tell me what happened here? A jumble of sounds comes from the servitor's speakers, as if a very old man who's outlived his faculty of speech is trying to utter once familiar words now strange to him. Suddenly, a spark lights up his visors and he utters with great strain. Executing function. All reserve capacities engage in executing primary function. We want to go up to the observatorium. Request denied. Access to lift denied. Service is in obscuratoria mode. A complete ban on holy ministry within the compound. Any and all sacred maintenance procedures are deferred until the ban is lifted. An obscuratoria is declared when a temple has been compromised by suspected corruption before a battle or in the event of a major critical incident. Obscuratoria was declared ahead of the battle in order to hinder a hostile infiltration of the observatorium. Knowing the reason enables this unit to deactivate a containment protocol. All right, well then unblock the lift. Pasqal enunciates solemnly, accompanying each word with binary commands. As its first pronouncement, this unit declares that no security threat to the High Observatorium is present. As the second pronouncement, this unit orders the operation of the lift system to be restored. As its third pronouncement, this unit confirms its authorization to issue that order. The servitor's jerky movement is accompanied by a shower of sparks from his mouth. His optical visor makes a series of clicks. Unit's hierarchical rank not recognized. Authorization to give orders unconfirmed. Awaiting confirmation. This unit is not part of the Hermetico chain of command. It must introduce itself to the ship's systems for confirmation of its authority. Shaman? We've come to plead for Pref's benevolence. Every word you say is accompanied by a series of quick drum traps in a complex, choppy rhythm. Crackling comes in response from a box hidden somewhere inside the wall. The tech shaman tilts his head and says, "The great Pref would like to know who is speaking to him." The prefect enumerator is running an identification procedure. Given existing data on the machine spirit's refusal to follow orders within the chain of command, I predict that standard identifiers will be assigned a low priority. Tell him you are the Messiah of Discontinuing? This unit is Magos Pasqal Amarnat. Some identify him as the Messiah of Discontinuing, although that statement is false. The tech shaman translates Pascal's words into quick taps on the drum, its dangling circuit boards jingling dramatically. He inhales an aromatic exhaust of the roaring sensor, listens carefully, and says in a strange voice, "Pref asks why we should treat your words with respect and not scorn them." The machine spirit is requesting to know this unit's access privileges. It refuses to submit to a stranger's will without a compelling reason. Machine spirits can be capricious and undisciplined. After years without sanctified maintenance, this one may have forgotten all about obedience. Normally, in cases like these, a tech priest would bring forward a wayward spirit in a sense of with a shock from an electroprod or a blow from a wrench, accompanied by a litany of uninterruptible obedience. You are an eminent and venerable Magos. I cannot ask for more than that. It wouldn't dare. I mean, it sounds like I just need to smack it, right? Give it a show of force, right? Quest feels like a telephone game, asking Pasqal to talk to barbarians, who talk to machine spirits, who talk to us, who talk to... Yeah. I'm going to give it a show of force. Show the machine its place. Smack it, and then blow in the Nintendo cartridge. This statement is true. He extends a hand towards the machine, which is enveloped in a shower of sparks. The crack in the tech priest's armored respirator shines a bright green. There is steel in his voice. My power is my authorization. Acknowledge it or you will regret it, wayward spirit. The tech shaman shouts in fear and shakes his drum frantically. Pref acknowledges your power, Ghost. He does. He asks why you seek his friendship. A pained rattle comes from Pascal's vox as he touches the crack in his armor, which is no longer glowing. He looks as though he has a sudden toothache and then says with effort, "Hypothesis, the prefect enumerator's request is to be interpreted as, what is the purpose of your visit?" You know that answer yourself, Pasqal. I have come to discontinue the cycle. The tech shaman listens to the crackling that comes in response and opens his mouth to say something, only for Pasqal to interrupt him in a tone of authority. The prefect enumerator has stated that he knows my name and is familiar with my power. He respects my mission and grants me a place within the crew's chain of command. Your work here is done, interpreter. I remember this language now, or more precisely, the unit used to know it, and now I remember having known it. He turns towards the wall with the sacred mechanisms concealed inside and says doubtfully, I am registering an anomaly. The data exchange deviated from the standard registration procedure. The prefect enumerator was commanded to limit the number of people who have clearance to issue orders, including even high-ranking tech priests from other ship. It was tasked with defending the observatorium as if it was under siege. Our mutual introduction rather resembled an exchange of secret passwords. Interesting. Tech solution number 2, hit it with a hammer. Pasqal, show him the prefect enumerator's authorization that confirms your right to give orders. As soon as the lift going up to the observatorium is operational, we will be attacked. The deck guard will activate and attack us, requesting confirmation. Give me a minute to prepare. Quick save. Let's go. An intricate, monumental, and piercing binary area pours from Pasqal's vox, encoded in its signal is Howman's authority to give orders on the ship. The servitor stares at Pasqal with visored eyes and bows his head. Regalia identified. I greet the venerable Magos and will execute the order presently. Lift systems activated. The servitor's last words are drowned out by a harrowing screech that rolls across the deck. Security perimeter breach for the Omnisaya. Part of me is like, could I have gone and like crippled all these guys? Yeah, fairly irrelevant, I'd say. You know what? I'm gonna put me. No, we'll go here and here. Bella, you know the routine. Mers, you know the routine. Papa PE. It's a lot of plasma weapons.
My resolve is unshaken.
Yeah.
Laughable.
Yeah. Canticle of the Omnisaya. It's a lot of buffs. Adira is going next, so let's make sure that we can run home here.
I will herd the prey.
Shouldn't really be an issue.
Watch. With grace and malice. Behold. Don't distract me. Watch.
I just buff up a little bit. Okay. Skell's out of range.
Quiet whispers. It's
Gotta
my
move the bird
toy,
back because
and
it
I'm gonna
dodged.
control it myself.
On it. Anything else?
Give everybody all these tasty buffs.
Was that you? Or
Okay. Then he goes pop. And you can also Psychic Shriek? What happened here that she got all of her AP back? In like a full turn. Oh, she triggered precognition, I guess. Maybe?
I'm not so sure.
No, I'm not so sure.
Will do.
But that kills two. Honestly, there's not really anything else for you to do here, so just gotta pass even though you have 6 AP. These guys are dual wielding plasma guns. That's pretty badass. That'd be a very fun character to play as. All right, I think I don't need everybody's buffings on Abelard. He's already a monster.
An exemplary strike. I will do my duty.
Taunt that guy because I see his swords. We'll give you
Indeed.
Sworn Enemy.
It will
Reckless
be done.
Strike. And then hit him. Oh my god, Abelard. You really figured out how to come online.
Victory is imminent.
It's kind of incredible. You get an attack of opportunity because they entered. Then you get another attack because you blocked. Parry. Attack, knockback. Well, Cabela knows the rules. Let's get to work.
Brings me no pleasure.
We're gonna dance macabre right there.
See it done.
We're gonna
As
blade
honor
dance.
ordains, let your soul death is a blessing. My blade whispers your name.
Start getting those stacks up.
Brings me no pleasure. A dance of blades and shadows. That is a blessing.
Probably didn't need to use that attack. Is this guy the only guy who's left? Oh my god. Okay. I didn't realize we killed them all so quickly.
Fail. The other side awaits.
Biggest turd doesn't even get to go in this fight.
Uncover my path.
Toby plasma pistols, mesopattern arc rifle. Mesopattern these are all trash. These ain't nothing of value to me. Cavalier duo, let's go. The big performance. The big dance. I just wish we had more power armor, to be honest. Like, I want more people wearing power armor because of how good Abelard looks in it. Ooh. It's a lot of servitors in here. Inquisition sharpshooters? The face of the tech priest standing opposite is hidden behind a brass mask. Rather than it being in one piece, it's assembled from fragments of many augmetics. You've met this man before. He is called Brass Whisper. He's a member of Lord Kalkazar's retinue. There you are, tech brother. His voice is raspy and punctuated. The salutatory procedure will be performed and the identification codes verified after the priority requestal has been executed. Tell me where the blessed Amarnat is. You still don't understand. You're from Kalkazar's retinue. Marginally, he used to play a major part in this story. Not anymore. The meeting is held upon my initiative. Brass Whisper surveys the Inquisition soldiers and warriors of the Omnissiah standing motionless. That said, I am still under protection of the Lord Inquisitor and the Cognizance fleet. Keep that in mind. Locals spoke of a ghost without a face. Did they mean you? Affirmative. In order to move the Hermetico out of possession of the damned, we had to disturb the pitiful locals. What's going on here? No, we're looking for Archmagos Amarnat and we want answers. Looking? How absurd. You lack the very concept of what you are looking for. You expect to find a man, and Amarnat never was one. He was never one person. The Amarnat Collective was created by a group of tech priests who renounced individuality and merged into a hive mind. A mind that reasoned algorithmically but was guided by the principles and convictions of a righteous spirit. A super ego that brought them one step closer to the Omnissiah. Cool. That rules. President McAwesome, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. You are looking for Archmagos Amarnat, you say. Something clicks inside his mask and his voice becomes louder and harsher as if coated in liquid metal. He has been by your side all this time. This statement is false. The hypothesis is without As the cycle coils in multitudinous loops, it intersects with itself and locks us in a cage of data vows. Pasqal shudders as if struck by the motive force itself. Mechadendrites rise like steel wings behind his shoulders. The voice from the Vox speaker takes on an otherworldly profundity and power, and therefore the cycle must be discontinued. Are you saying Pasqal is part of that hive mind? He was its original creator. The Amarnat Collective was designed to be a philosopher and a researcher. The concepts he produced were so powerful that they almost destroyed the Cognizance fleet, but he faced an unsolvable dilemma, and that was when Amarnat came apart. The 7 constituent servants of the Omnissiah hid their own memories from themselves behind false personas and were sent off to various parts of the Expanse. They went into hiding. Each had to live in solitude for many decades, accumulating observations and eventually bringing that experience to a reunited Amarnat who would tackle the dilemma once more. That would be the restoration. 211 Tyrian years. It was such a long time. So the tech priests of the name Haumanin are all parts of Amarnat. 6 mental keynotes. Demensus was paranoia. After the separation, he sensed his memory was a web of lies, and that feeling drove him into the depths of madness. Tarsus was faith, fiery and unyielding. Axomanthia was logic, unclouded by emotion and value judgments. Abel, her twin, imagination. Didn't know his past, just like the others, but they felt more than they did. That's why he was the first to get close to the restoration. Pasqal was judgment, the moderator of the cognitive process, the one who makes the decision. And Nihil, skepticism, the one who doubts. The brass mask starts to unlock with a hissing sound. The augments bend back, revealing a disfigured face, a woman's face, a pair of darkly radiant, vibrant eyes. Well, I guess we are going to have to kill her then. Less talky, more heresy. Crazy theory, Pasqal is Amarnat. Called it, right? Amarnat believed he could form again. That plan sounds risky. The restoration was statistically calculated on a level beyond your comprehension, layman. Billions of variables were taken into account. Countless scenarios went into the development of optimal strategies. 2 Amarnat units meeting with each other was an inevitable certainty. The matching identifiers were to be a spark that would start a chain reaction, and that's precisely what happened. We were motivated by the perfect stimuli: curiosity, anxiety, shame, each part of us hostage to the legend of betrayal it had committed, and suffering drove us to search and strive. What was the name of the dilemma? Its name was Eschatos, the secret to the right of putting a machine spirit to death, a technology embodying the discontinuing of the cycle. Was it meant to exist, or was it the acme of profanity against the Omnissiah and his creation? Eschatos was the perfect weapon against creations of the Omnissiah that had been corrupted by enemies, but also against his faithful servants. Its spread could bring victory to the Imperium, or it could destroy it. Eschatos could spell the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus. It was the perfect answer to the power wielded by the cult of the machine god. Was it a blessing or a curse? This is how Pasqal blows up a lifter the first time you meet him. He literally has the ability to just destroy machines. There was no answer. Protraction was unacceptable, and so a way was found to shelve the issue. I found the answer. Eschatos should not exist. We will correct our mistakes. A power of machine negation, a new spheric signal that interrupts any and all life created by the Omnissiah. A power that I used to tap into unconsciously. Shared knowledge lay dormant inside the mens of every Amarnat unit. You tried to decrypt the other neurocognators, did you not? But to no avail. It was you who created the cipher that locked your memory. And this guy is the maimed hunter. This statement is true. I was admitted into the Lord Inquisitor's retinue and authorized to study a dangerous artifact taken from Amarnat. It tried to exert some kind of influence on me, but the data vows protected me. A short circuit awakened some of my memories. I conducted an analysis, solved the dilemma, and began to act. My agents all but terminated Tarsus, and he hid under an armor of martyrdom and insanity. An attempt to intercept Pasqal and alter Templum Calixis failed because Abel had summoned him. The assassins caught up to him in Rykat Minera's starport, but he was able to escape again. Another group went after Abel, only to perish at the Electro-Priest Monastery. Oh my god, there's so many little hints to this. You dispatched Dementus, who had lapsed into heresy. Axomanthia simply disappeared until she suddenly turned up dead on Euphrates. I have no idea how she managed to hide from me. Idiot. Calcazar was harboring her the whole time. She was working for him. I am registering a lie. The Lord Inquisitor shared my conviction that Amarnat's legacy had to be destroyed. He was summoned to the Koronus Expanse by loyal members of the Cognizant Fleet in order to depose Amarnat. It was his troops that attacked the Hermetico in an attempt to obliterate our schismatic creation. So that's how you got on board and into the Observatorium. Our treacherous tech comrades gave Calcazar the access codes to the bridge, and he gave them to you. Acute conviction vibrates in Pasqal's voice as he makes these quiet statements as fact. He is not asking questions. He is passing judgment. You were deceived, sister. Calcazar appropriated our work. He continued our research, no longer bound by the Omnissiah's canon, and you enabled him by destroying those who could return and reclaim his bloodied prize. Lies. Something you have not heard before creeps into his voice, a note of fear. You betrayed your brothers and sisters. Such an act is unforgivable. We all chose the path of martyrdom. I merely helped them reach the supreme goal at the end of the path. Tech brother, I offer you the chance to yield peacefully to the fate and please the Omnissiah. Do not resist your termination. You will pass into oblivion as my friend and fellow believer. Pasqal replies, sweeps his words away like a gust of wind. His optical visors turn a blinding blue. No, tech sister, refraining from resistance was never our way. I am an explorer, a reconnoiter of knowledge. I have brought fire to 100 worlds. I have gleaned 1,000 secrets in the darkness. I am an agent of unbridled will. I will not yield to oblivion, for oblivion itself fears me. This is my companion, Pasqal Amarnat, and you made a mistake in meddling with him. You wanted me to awaken, Tech Sister. Here I am, holding you to account. Nihel's disfigured lips twist and seeds of dismay sprout in her voice. I lured you here for a reason, Pasqal. I wanted you to see what our followers had become. This is what deviation from dogma ends in. Breach of canon begets ignorance. Ignorance begets blasphemy. All it did was breed corruption, schism. Remember when they came to depose us? We resisted them and destroyed this ship, a sacred relic, an Archmagos older than the priesthood itself. Here in this hall, we released Escalatos and allowed an unconscionable heresy to happen. Do you remember? Do you remember how you got your cleft jaw? Pasqal looks thoughtful as he touches the cracks running across his armored respirator. A green spark runs through the deep gash left by an enemy's weapon in the metal. It sufficed for you to merely show up in the Expanse again for the schism to rear its head. The Cognizance fleet is already being torn apart by a fratricidal war. Is that what we wanted? Let us finish this. Let us discontinue the cycle. The words of the one once called Brass Whisper sound more like a plea. The voice that answers her is no human voice. It could belong to a giant void ship or a forge world if they could speak. You violated procedure, skepticism. You usurped the function of another. You challenge only. You do not make decisions. I do. Yeah, let's destroy her. Only I can decide who deserves to be destroyed, Biggest Turg, and I have made my decision. Pasqal extends a mechadendrite. Tech Sister, my judgment of you and your actions is one of condemnation. Tampering with procedure is unacceptable. Sabotaging the experiment is apostasy. For your betrayal, your vital functions will be terminated in the name of the Messiah of Discontinuing. A greenish pulse of energy is born inside Pasqal's augmetics and darts towards Nihel like a furious lightning bolt. Tech fight. The green energy entangles Nihel like a net, burning her true flesh, draining the life force from her augmetics and mechanical components, but she focuses her will and strikes back with a pulse of her own. The rattling voice, no longer human, rages and roars. I refuse to recognize you as the Messiah. I do not believe in you. That is your problem. You have always been too skeptical.
I am its master.
Yeah, these guys aren't too tough. 1,000 HP. Man, I just killed a demon. You do have a hand flamer. So that's gonna suck. Because I am incapable of standing not in like the most terrible pattern possible.
Bring it on.
I guess I could split it up a little bit.
It is warrior of anguish.
There's a lot of damage.
I'll revel in your terror. Behold.
You're fine.
Why would I do that? Don't distract me.
Okay. Ashkatos' bonds. 10 intelligence and 50% damage. 10% critical hit chance.
Weapon at the ready.
Humility protocol?
Strengthen.
Fall back now.
Did he just stun my entire team for a full turn?
I can't stand it.
Except for Abelard?
More suffering.
Wow, somebody actually hit Ab.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Ooh.
Pain and
Good old Abelard. Yeah,
duty go
Cabela was
hand in
stunned
hand.
as well.
I will do my duty. Someone else can do this.
Well, I might as well taunt as many of these guys as I can. My servitor skull is dead. Can't land a ton here.
It will be done.
Well, that didn't do much.
Indeed.
What? All right. My charge glitched out, I guess.
It will be done.
I don't know. I guess we'll pull Bulwark
Victory is imminent.
and a Reckless Strike. That sucks. I'm out of range of all my abilities now, too.
I took care of this one.
All right. That guy takes a big bleed. Oh, and we just eat a Melta Charge.
One fewer target.
Pasqal's the ultimate badness, right? That green is very Necron colored, not sus at all. Admech love their Necrons, so...
Stop mocking me.
Ooh, you lived. All right, well, good news. Now we can't be hit anymore.
Of course. Anything else? Will do.
Great. Good stuff.
On it. What an unfortunate turn.
You got lots of AP, so I might as well just keep doing your thing.
What? Be gone.
Let you just like keep deleting people. The bird can go
See what
here.
you can do. Quiet, Whispers. It's my toy, and I'm gonna control it myself.
Start sapping. God, she single-handedly just pushed fail degradation almost to max. Gotta love that. Pasqal. I know you're not in cover, but like, we're gonna pretend like you are. Honestly, I kind of think I'm gonna do multi-attacks that always score critical hits. With your secondary weapon.
Let the cycle be continued.
Wow, he almost killed him in a single plasma shot. Uh-oh. What are you doing now? Oh, you healed full.
Running binaric override.
Interesting.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
What if I did that? And then what if I did that? I almost got you. What if I did that? Oh, you get away this time, but only for a moment.
Guides me.
All right, we're gonna reactivate my cover
Closer.
so that I can do this.
Beckons. Purpose guides me.
Give Pasqal another turn here so that he can finish this guy off. Thank you, Pasqal.
Running binary override. The omniscient.
Just start blowing up everything here. I love this. Oh.
Running binary override.
Good turn. Adira gets another turn here. Oh, that's fun.
Yes, do it again. But of course, what is fortunate and a fate.
Those guys all explode.
I won't waste my time on that.
Make Pasqal into a demon here just in case. You don't have a lot of HP. Let's kill that guy.
What a satisfying demise.
And then... what if I went here and Psyker Screamed? 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 Here? Is there a spot where I can hit both of you with a Psyker Scream? This is all I want to know. I feel like there is, but it's where Vesper is standing. There's too much heavy cover, that's why.
Destiny.
Why don't I just do this?
Reshaped.
Successfully terminated. Request approved.
Here we go, problem solved. Pasqal was the Cabela of that fight. I will not let you win. I will destroy this ship by... Thou shalt not create a schism. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic. Give me your brain chips. Like the hand of a deity, the mechadendritic stands over Nihil, lying convulsing on the deck. I did not want this, Tech Sister, but the procedure must be complete. Farewell. The claw carefully removes a mangled, soot-covered neural cogitator from the head. The tech priest shudders and peace descends over her disfigured face. The tech priest looks the same as before, and yet different. His morbid aura of martyrdom has given way to a calm and powerful halo of purposefulness. His mechadendrites move with the grace of inscrutable dance. The scars left by loss and doubt have turned into dark threads on a radiant body, confident in its next step. His voice is born in the nuclear font of a star and hardened in the cold of the interplanetary void. Well, I'm not going to bow to him, but I am going to say you did the right thing. Whether she deserved it or does not matter. I did what was right because it was right. The voice from the box is like the toiling of bells summoning a host of angels. I declare this period of ignorance over. We will resume execution of the general algorithm. Integrity has been rehabilitated to a satisfactory degree. Memory access has been restored. I remember everything. Pasqal turns to you and gives you a look, long brimming with quiet elation. Are you Amarnat? This statement is true. I carry with me his memory and his logical foundation. I am us. I am Amarnat. Thank you for the path we have walked. He bows. And I am sorry about what happened to Theodora. You knew Theodora? We were allies. She entrusted me with studying a trophy she had obtained. We, Amarnat, discovered the basic ways to communicate with it. We developed a weapons-grade strain of tech blight for her. It terrified me, so I developed its antidote, Ishatos, the concept for the ultimate interruption of machine life. That's why every one of her shards was located so close to you into the Von Valenci's domain. We were counting on her to find us and extending us her aid and protection. What were you? A higher form of intelligence, a collective of computational tools freed from the limitations of individualism and the aberrations that stem from having distinct personalities. At the same time, a collective bound by a single set of principles that are of equal importance to all, being pure of faith in the Omnissiah and acting for the benefit of humanity. We were different. Each one of us considered the prospects of such an experiment, but I was the first to gain the resolve to attempt it. Nihil joined the project to effect control over it. She regarded the experiment as dangerously close to the blasphemous act of creation. The Conclave had ordered her to end my research, and she became convinced of the possibility of its success. She reinforced our union with the prudence of demence, a meticulous and reserved auditor, a danger seeker. I strengthened our genius with the fiery faith of the warrior Tarzus in order to banish the shadow of false ideas. Axomanthia, who teetered on the brink of becoming a Malotech, was chosen by us for her loyalty to ruthless logic and her cold scrutiny, or indeed dissection of our theories. Abel, our quiet genius, the caged genius of imagination, the abstract artist of code. His talent completed the collective and made it a whole. What's next? What's the general algorithm? A judgment must be passed. Should the secret of Ascalios exist or be shunned as a false path? And should I exist, that is we, Amarnat? Amarnat was a union of 6 text priests. All but a few of them are dead now. How does Amarnat still exist? Everything Amarnat was at the moment of our disconnection has awoken in my mind. We are at the point where we stopped, but the Amarnat Collective was envisioned as a dynamic structure. We need new minds. The collective can be replenished with worthy minds from among those aboard the Hermetico. Sincerity is present in their motives and faiths. They're intuitively capable of comprehending the notion of discontinuing the cycle. Our collective memory can compensate for their lack of knowledge and memory of the rites. Restoration is possible. But the judgment must be passed first. What judgment are you leaning towards? Arrogance creeps into his voice. The Amarnat Collective's experiment has demonstrated that we shared consciousness as a prone to flaws as an individual one. We failed to put power to the right use. We destroyed ourselves, but that doesn't mean our power was bad. We were bad. Most of us. I am leaning towards the ideas that the Eschatos must exist, but not in the hands of the Amarnat Collective. In mine alone. Well, we need Amarnat, and we need the power he wields. Jealousy creeps into the god's voice. Am I to become part of a compromised project again? I have seen the paths chosen by my tech comrades, and I cannot put the trust in anyone anymore. I alone will decide for myself, since I can neither carry the burden of Eschatos nor divide it. Let it lapse into oblivion. No! Why can't you put your trust in me? I can't let him destroy this super weapon. I'm gonna draw my weapon. The otherworldly force drains from his voice lux water. Pasqal turns to look at you, and you see familiar features showing through the higher form of intelligence. In a strange voice that could equally be frightened, pleading, or indifferent, he inquires, "Are you going to kill me?" I can't kill Pasqal. He's my tech priest. Where would I be without him? This is like killing Abelard. Who will unlock crates for us? If I kill him, the super weapon is useless anyway. That's kind of the impression I get, yeah. I'm wondering, like, oh, man, if I asked him a different thing, would he have decided differently? I'm gonna have to let him do what he's decided to do. He throws his head back, and the power brimming in his voice rushes forth like a flood. The tech priest's booming voice is heard throughout the ship. I was once part of a great whole. I was once but one of many. We gleaned the horror that lay ahead, and we rebelled against it. Yet we proved unworthy of the knowledge revealed to us. Self-doubt drained our strength and made us hesitate, just as our elders, whose testaments we were followed, hesitated. Our fears of change drove us to dogma, paralyzed us, and made us waste precious moments when we could have altered destiny's course. We fell apart, helplessly fleeing the dilemma, and in scattering we exposed our weakness to the world. We were consumed by madness and fanaticism, by depravity and paranoia. The old mistake will not be repeated. I, Pasqal Halmanan, will take the entirety of the power and knowledge, the entirety of the burden. I alone will preserve the knowledge that Eschatos and decide the fate of the cycle that will be discontinued. Though our fate is implacable, I, Pasqal Halmanen, will follow my sense of duty and become a protector to my tech brother, leading them to the future alone. My super weapon. Oh, we got really good upgrades though. There's always another Death Star. That's true. Whenever you use Machine Spirit Communion, intelligence is increased by 5 for each target affected. Now, I was hoping he would look cool with that on. Wearer suffers less impact and energy damage. When they suffer impact or energy damage, the attacking enemy suffers power damage. Whenever you use Overcharge, it deals 32% additional damage and ignores deflection. All right, well, you got new gloves. +5 perception. And a new axe. The Omnissiah's axe. I think I'm actually going to keep those tech goggles on him that I had. +20 to all lore skills. He's the only guy who can use that. That's a shame. Looks kind of cool. A lot of Death Stars in 40k. Yeah. 40k of them, in fact. Basically everything is a Death Star.
I tread a path unexplored.
Man.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
I really thought he was going to let us have that Death Star. I kept trying to boss him around and he was like, absolutely not. He didn't destroy it. No, he's just letting it lapse into oblivion. Disappointed.
Embrace true power.
Just curious if there's anything I can say to these guys. Chief? Nope. Okay, that's it. We're done Papa P's quest. Gonna let it lapse into oblivion until he needs it to save his own ass again. That feels correct. We're observing a large squadron of AdMech forces. Many of the ships are badly damaged. Judging by the position of the servants of the Omnissiah, they're divided into 2 groups. I dare say they were fighting not so long ago. I'm picking up a signal. Your ship is identified as Von Valencia's Dynasty fleet. You're being hailed by a representative of the Explorer fleet. Is the statement that a new Messiah has been created true? Is the statement that Amarnat unit no longer exists, but the cycle will be discontinued true? They wish to know if their fratricidal battle should continue. What do you think I should answer? The Cognizance fleet is of no interest to us. Let those who wish to follow the new Messiah join our cause. The unbelievers will be consigned to oblivion. We are picking up active box exchange on encrypted frequencies. They are opening fire. They're shooting one another, but a good part of the ship from the same squadron seems to have joined their opponents. This is a slaughter. They have no chance. The units who are no longer part of the Explorer fleet welcome the new Messiah and are standing by with new mission protocols. That's it? We better go quickly just chat to Pasqal / Amarnat. One super weapon never worked for the Sith. We need 2 just to make sure. I mean, it's good advice, honestly. I keep forgetting that Pasqal also is like got unholy flesh.
Thank you for your help in settling the issue of the Amarnat Collective's existence. I will remember it.
What are you gonna do now?
Act. Amarnat pinpointed the problem of stagnation, but never mustered the courage to effect change. I will effect it, alone.
You turned away from the Omniscience Creed. Was it worth it?
From the Creed, yes, but not from the Omnissiah. The ancient norms have grown obsolete. What was once armor is now a prison. Mortal hands wrote the catechisms. Therefore, in the name of the Deus Mechanicus, a mortal hand may edit them.
I like the boldness of your opinions, sir.
The cage of digital vows is broken, and a freely judging mind cannot know fear.
Well, what do you believe in now?
Only in the Omnissiah, the all-knowing, the all-comprehending. As I strive to get closer to him, I, too, am prepared to comprehend all, so that I may know all. The Deus Mechanicus gave us one sacred commandment, that of knowledge. The rest are artificial creations.
Correct.
Of mortal minds. This statement is false.
I want to know now. He's still dogmatic. That's really funny because he should be heretical. Because, like, he is a heretic. He is, for all purposes, a heretic at this point. I'm sad we couldn't get him to, you know, do the things we really, really wanted and get our super weapon, but I guess you can't always get what you want. If we had turned him to the dark side, the weapon would be ours. I mean, the thing is we did turn him to the dark side. We turned him into a heretic. Heretic. But for whatever reason, I don't know what you have to do to, like, convince him of the collective's limitation. I chose all the things that were like, don't blow up the weapon, let's use it. But he was like, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm a god, so... We just got to evolve Cabela to be able to slice up planets, and then we have a new super weapon. Can't always get what you want. That's why biggest turd will fail. How dare you say that? We're going to be fine. We have the gods watching over us. We can now also scan this planet. This is the last side quest. The Pilgrim records were true. Your augurs managed to locate the shapes of several Imperial buildings under layers of snow and ice. One can only guess what their purpose was. Planned for changing the planet's climate without support from the Imperium. The senior offers unanimously decided that only the Adeptus Mechanicus possessed the technologies required for a project of such massive scale. We should contact their representative in their Koronus Expanse. Oh, God damn it. Melting the ice. Okay. You melted the ice planet. The crew is treated to an amazing sight. The armory world, which spent decades under layers of tightly packed ice, blooms before them like a carpet of black flowers, revealing hundreds of Imperium supply bases amidst the melting snow broth. They're practically untouched by time. Report the world to the Adeptus Administratum? No. Pillage the world using scouts and assault troops. 2 extractums. A ring that's not very good. And a las pistol. Which is pretty good. Burst shot decreased by 1 AP. First attack with this weapon does not set attacks on cooldown. That's pretty good. If you're using a dual wielder. Oh, we also found some weapons. But no quest. Who in their right minds tell the admin? I guess a dogmatic player? That's it. That's it? Man, what sucks is we like did get told of a secret area, but I can't remember like where they said it was. So that's it. Let's cruise. I appreciate also that we have like enough navigator points that we can just I could go anywhere I want right now. We still haven't found the third gene stealer cult. This looks like I'm done the Call of the Edge. We have a bunch of rumors. Yeah, we struck a control with an entity controlling the Amber world. I guess maybe there is stuff in Act 5 that I'm not expecting. But I guess before we land on football, should we cut the video? You know what? Let's land on football. Let's finish Act 4. I think that's the way to do this. And then we can cut the video. Because I'm sure this is not going to be too long, he says. Not necessarily true. Not believing anything at this point.
Intriguing.
I do wonder about... I wish we had more goods that we could grab, like the rest of the loot that we don't have. Did the Drusans have power armor? Oh, I found a cryo vaults with people inside. People who were murdered by your brethren. Done on my orders. All my life I've been a confessor to lost souls. Let me make my own confession to you. I seek no forgiveness or understanding. I only want to tell the truth. Aspide Pastel Corda imprisoned her heirs in those cryo vaults to stop them from challenging her authority. Incendia was among them. My faithful chanced upon these ice crypts. The wicked designs horrified him, and I thought if St. Drusus had died a martyr's death to be resurrected in faith, perhaps another could follow in his footsteps. I chose Incendia, as full of worms as her innermost soul was. It had not rotted completely. As for the others, I put them to death, for thousands of years of suffering would not have been enough to cleanse the stench and rot from their cursed souls. I sabotaged the cryovaults and spent 3 years consciousness blind and helpless. My brothers and sisters recited prayers over her prisons to plant the seed of faith in the soil that I had weeded. I hid the truth from Incendia and became her mentor, setting her on a path of service to his will. That's how Incendia, the offspring of a felonious heretic, became his vengeful hand, striking down enemies of the Imperium at the cost of the evil I had done. Whoa. Shame you didn't kill Incendia too. Brainwashing, murder, and manipulation. Your methods command respect. That says more about you than it does about me, Rogue Trader. My greatest crime is in the past. Yours appears is yet to be committed. My confession is over. What are you doing here? More importantly, what do you have to offer me? I don't think anything. Yeah, because most of his stuff is Adeptus Astartes equipment. He does have some like nice spinner gear. And zealot gear, obviously. Power armor, modified artificer's armor. That would be nice, but that's very, very high level. Oh. Omnisaya power armor as well. Cool. Oh, I like the idea of building Pasqal as like a power armor user. This actually reminds me, didn't we get a new staff? A new flame staff? Solar Staff, power level 10. Shock and Awe, power level 18. 20 willpower. 15 willpower, never mind. I do want to wield the Edge of the Irrevocable, though, because it looks sick. Looks totally baller. We'll put on this new engine as well. This won't take much longer. I remember you saying that 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I will say all the DLC they added to the game certainly added a lot of new content. Like, quite a lot of new content. Especially into Act 4. Like, everyone told me Act 4 was like 2 hours tops. Sub badges older than this playthrough. He's missing. Look around. Marks of a cleanup. Quick, thorough, and unceremonious. The smell of ash and burned reports hang in the air. Every trace of the Lord Inquisitor's stay at the palace has been destroyed. Where is Calcazar? He's away on an urgent message. Abandoned you here? No need of my services. I was tasked with cleaning up. As soon as the conversation turns to Calcazar, deferential and ecstatic overtones brighten the servant's dry voice. Where is he? I was instructed to tell your lordship that the Lord Inquisitor advises against making that inquiry. You blasted! Abelard's face turns a deep red, and with visible effort he swallows the insult he was about to spit out. Biggest Turg, I can see that this monkey is disinclined to speak. Let me have my way with him. Mazrai, make him talk. Marazai moves with practically imperceptible speed. Frosher only manages to grab the handle of a previously concealed bayonet knife when Marazai appears before him and pierces his tear duct with a thin blade. Frosher goes still, his hands hanging limply as the Drukhari starts trepanning the man alive. After a while, he casts a bloodied piece of his skull aside and inserts the blade. The man flinches and starts quietly howling a single note, his mouth drooling and his eyes rolling back. The howl rises to a deafening shriek before he sputters. Porta septium, dimensional gate. Satisfied, he tenderly caresses Frosher's cheek. I wish I was not so short on time. I would have employed something far more refined, but I suppose even such rushed work must have delivered the desired results. Let this be a lesson to all who oppose us. With a derisive laugh, Marazai turns away from his mutilated victim.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
I'm not one for leaving the Emperor's mercy. Just gonna leave people flayed, their skull open, their brain getting goop from the elements. Uh-oh, what's going on out here? Oh, loyal soldiers. A group of people salute you. Most of them, an escort of honor consisting of members, retinues, associates, secretaries, bodyguards, and assorted others, bow deeply to you and shout their greetings, making a lot of noise. It appears news of your impending departure has spread throughout the station. Are we iconoclast or heretic? We are super heretic. We are as heretic as it gets. Vladim, leaving us, are you, your lordship? He is once again in his decorous imperial bureaucrat persona, as if the cutthroat who carved himself a buddy path back to the liege's throne never existed. There's word amongst my flock that the rogue trader Von Valancius is going on a perilous journey, so accept this blessing for your journey, noble biggest turg. Communicative interaction option unlocked. Purpose of data exchange. Strengthening ties and delivering a gift / material assets / donation to an ally. We barely got the news that the Lord Inquisitor had left this cozy footfall perch, and now you're off on a long journey too. Thought I might come to see an old acquaintance. Despite the harsh law that Incendia Corda brought, the pirate Ryza was able to survive thanks to you. Chartist Captain? Who is this? Thorfast. An officer in the Imperial Navy uniform. Oh, okay, I see. It's an honor, your lordship. I'm here on behalf of my superior's orders to pay my respects to House Von Valancius. Have you come to wish me good luck, Vladim? Why, of course, no business partner of the Casablanca mission is more reliable or lucrative than your lordship. Therefore, accept this gift that others will be delivered to your ship. A violent splinter cannon. Well, I can't really use that on anybody. Give up smuggling and take care of footfall. No. Keep up the good work. You're running the business under my protection now. Look for rich customers. I plan on returning with a great wealth of trophies that will need buyers. You've always known how to make a person root wholeheartedly for your cause, Lord Captain. Rest assured, my organization will find the rarest and most special items to offer for your trading consideration. Remember, you're running the business under my protection. Have no doubt, your lordship. House von Valancius can always count on a worthy percentage of my income. Is the blessing the only thing you're here to do, Hieronius? And to wish your open journey through the darkness. Emperor grants your revelations and opens your heart to our teaching. You have seldom cooperated with the Drusians. That's true. If that happens, come to me and perhaps you might decide to make our cult part of your circle of close friends. The Drusians were the ones that we leveled up the least. I have no answer for you. Opticon? This unit regrets, is disappointed at, indignant at the fact that the links of sufficiently high priority have not been established. What? I've seldom cooperated with the Explorators? I've got like over 50,000 reputation with them. Farewell, my comrade. Remember Euphrates too. Request approved. Information concerning the joint cleansing of the sacred worlds cataloged under the high value data. Ryza, are you here to discuss business or wish me good luck? Just to wish you good luck and know that when you're on your way back with the hole full of trophies, not one ship of the void is going to have a go at you. We respect your lordship. Your plundering operations should be in overdrive. I will return with valuable trophies. Old Ryza is going to have to do some serious prowling about before she finds something sizable enough to satisfy so demanding a customer, but have faith in me and I'll manage. Navy officer, what are your orders? My command has tasked me with letting you know that they strongly value our allyship with House von Valancius. Although at the time we have not managed to build a powerful alliance, they believe that we will be able to strengthen our treaties and bring the light of the Imperium to the Expanse going forward someday. Do your duty, but don't be needlessly harsh. The Expanse is inhabited by free people, I guess. What you said is at odds with the Imperial Navy's official policy regarding this sector. I promise I will relay it to my superior. It is time to go. You will probably never see any of these people ever again. Okie dokie. I'm a little shocked that I didn't have more of them leveled up, but I'm glad at least it was like the two I cared about were happy with me. Killed him. He chose his own fate, the Drusen guy. I didn't really... Oh, I guess we could have killed him in like the siege, but... Your lordship, we have a long expedition ahead of us. It would be reasonable to replenish supplies, ammunition, spare parts, better equipment. Who knows what we're about to face? I'm sure I already have everything we need. Thy will be done, your lordship. What did he give me? A splinter gun. Literally don't have anyone who can use this weapon. Lol. Too funny. Porta Sepmentum. Follow Calcazar through the dimensional gate. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There's really no reason not to do that. There's no telling what awaits you beyond the gate, but one thing you know for certain, there is no turning back. It is the point of no return. Ensure you've taken care of unfinished business, procured all the necessary equipment, explored every world, and completed any desired colonial projects. You will no longer be able to do so after passing through the other side. I mean, we can't do Dargonus' finale, which is absolute horse. This unit suffers bleeding. They get 100% crit chance. Woo! That's pretty nice. Give myself a homunculus ejector here. The emergency heal button. You know what? Let's put that on a few people, probably. Just in case. Iron eye grenades are goated against bosses. Current armor divided by 2 armor decrease. Yeah, I can see that being pretty good. It would require me to use grenades, though. Did we not end up recruiting the word bearer? We did. He said he would show up. So I'm assuming he's going to show up when we come through here. I really don't know where the last trace of the Gene Stealer cult is. Its source must be discovered. Like, it's confusing because we know it was on the station. Hekaroth's Rim was where they were coming from. But, well, you know, we finished that, so... I don't know, man. I think let's just go through. Let's go through. Let's beat the Inquisition Flotail. Let's probably avoid combat and then the final battle, which we'll do in the next video. It's only right we save it for its own video. So come back and join us for the finale next time. Until then...